Right now you're probably sitting comfortably, watching this video. But what if I told you that the very spot you're sitting on was once recovering from a blistering temperature of 8,500 degrees Celsius millions of years ago? Or that this same spot was covered in ice for thousands of years? Both of these facts are true. In the next few minutes, you're about to witness the incredible 4.5 billion year journey of Earth. But before we had our solar system, this very place was nothing more than clouds of gas and dust floating in space. Scientists believe that far away from these clouds, a lone star once existed. Over time, the energy of that star began to fade, and in its final moments, a massive explosion occurred. The explosion caused the dust particles in space to press against each other, forming meteorites and rocks. The pressure and heat within these clouds created radioactive materials that, in turn, generated gravity. And this gravity pulled together hydrogen and helium at the center, leading to one of the most extraordinary events in the universe, the birth of our Sun. In the chaos of space, heavier meteorites began orbiting closer to the Sun, and from violent collisions, planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars were formed. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. There was a time when an object the size of Mars orbited between Earth and Mars. Due to Earth's gravity, this object collided with Earth, and the debris from that colossal impact formed our Moon. But Earth was far from the world we know today. Back then, it had only one ocean, and that ocean was boiling at a staggering 1,958 degrees Celsius. As Earth slowly cooled, heavy materials like metals and radioactive elements sank to its core, while lighter materials floated to the surface. For millions of years, Earth was bombarded by meteor showers, and those meteors carried salt, minerals, and, amazingly, water. Over time, these meteors kept falling, cooling the planet's surface, and eventually forming the first seas. Scientists believe that deep beneath the oceans, near volcanic vents, the first signs of microscopic life emerged. But that was just the beginning. Fast forward millions of years. The Earth's surface cooled, but its core remained hot due to radioactive elements. And when the surface couldn't contain the heat anymore, volcanoes began to erupt, thousands of them, all over the planet. These eruptions would go on for millions of years, forming the first landmasses on the water-covered planet. Meanwhile, the Earth was still under constant bombardment from space. But around 3 billion years ago, something remarkable happened. The atmosphere began to stabilize. The volcanoes started to quiet down, and life on Earth began to evolve. The first microorganisms, which lived off the minerals in the water and sunlight, began releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Over the next billions of years, oxygen began to accumulate in the atmosphere, leading to the formation of the ozone layer. This new atmosphere allowed the first plants to emerge on land. And, believe it or not, around 470 million years ago, the first forests appeared, trees as tall as a 5-story building. It was then that marine animals started to evolve into land animals. The story of Earth doesn't stop here. Imagine a time when all the continents were joined together in one massive supercontinent known as Pangaea. Over time, this supercontinent began to break apart, and as it did, Earth became greener and more fertile. Life on Earth thrived, and dinosaurs ruled the planet for millions of years. But then, around 65 million years ago, disaster struck. A meteor, larger than Mount Everest, hurtling at a speed of 80,000 kilometers per hour, collided with Earth. The impact unleashed energy equivalent to 100 million nuclear bombs. The devastation was immediate. Dinosaurs, forests, and life as we knew it were obliterated. The Earth was shrouded in darkness, with harmful gases and dust blocking sunlight. For millions of years, Earth was frozen under a thick blanket of ice. But just when it seemed all was lost, life found a way to survive. Small, resilient creatures that had burrowed underground began to emerge. As the ice melted, new forms of life evolved, including our distant ancestors. These small creatures adapted to their environment, gradually evolving into the first apes. Driven by the need for food, they began to walk upright, marking the beginning of our human journey. Fast forward millions of years, and here we are, humans, the most advanced species on Earth. But in our rapid rise, we've caused more damage to this planet than any other species before us. We've polluted the land, the seas, and the air, causing Earth to undergo yet another massive transformation. What does the future hold for Earth? Will it survive our actions, or will we witness another catastrophic change? Stay tuned for the next video, where we'll explore the future of our ever-changing planet.